Let's get straight to the point and talk about the elephant in the room. For men of a certain age, whether you're in your 50s, 60s, 70s, or even your 80s, you've probably noticed that things just don't work the same way they used to, especially down there. What was once automatic, something you never even had to think about, now seems to require concentration, effort, and sometimes, no matter what you do, it just doesn't happen at all. Blood flow seems weaker. Sensitivity has faded. And that rock-solid reliability you once took for granted feels like a distant memory. For most men, this is where a sense of resignation kicks in. You tell yourself, well, I guess this is just a part of getting older. It's inevitable. You might have even tried the little blue pill, and while it can work, you're always left wondering about the side effects, or feeling like you're dependent on a chemical just to feel like yourself. You end up just hoping for the best whenever the moment arises. But what if I told you that this decline isn't an inevitable life sentence? What if there was a simple, physical trigger point on your own body, a kind of power button, that you could activate yourself in just 60 seconds a day to begin systematically restoring that youthful function? A technique that doesn't involve prescriptions or weird gadgets, but is based on the fundamental mechanics of how your body is designed to work, no matter your age. Stick with me, because that's exactly what we're going to cover right now. To understand why this simple technique is so powerful, you first have to understand what's really going on under the hood. It's not some great mystery. It all comes down to two very simple, very physical things: robust blood flow and clear nerve signals. That's it. A powerful, lasting erection is the result of your brain sending a clear signal that tells your blood vessels to open up, allowing a surge of blood to flow in and stay there. When you were younger, this system was flawless. Your circulatory pathways were wide open, flexible, and efficient. Your nerves fired off signals with perfect clarity. But as the years go by, two things happen. First, the entire circulatory system, especially the fine network of vessels in the pelvic region, starts to lose its youthful flexibility. Think of it like a new garden hose versus one that's been sitting out in the sun for 20 years. The old hose gets stiff, brittle, and its flow becomes restricted. The same process happens on a microscopic level in your body. But there's a second, more important factor at play here, and it's the one that almost nobody talks about. It involves a critical group of muscles that form the very foundation of your manhood, your pelvic floor. Imagine a muscular hammock or a sling stretching from your tailbone to your pubic bone. This is your pelvic floor. It's the unsung hero of men's sexual health. It supports your internal organs, it controls your bladder, and most importantly for our discussion, it is directly responsible for managing the blood flow that creates and sustains an erection. It's the muscle you instinctively clench to hold back urination or to achieve that final push during ejaculation. Just like your biceps or your quads, the pelvic floor is a muscle. And like any muscle that isn't properly maintained, it begins to weaken and lose its function over time. This isn't just a minor issue. It is the absolute foundation of the problem we're here to solve. Now, this is where things get interesting, because the problem with the pelvic floor isn't as simple as it just getting weak. It enters a paradoxical state where it becomes both weak and chronically tense at the very same time. That might sound contradictory, so let me give you a simple analogy. Imagine an old rubber band that you find in the back of a desk drawer. It's been stretched around a stack of papers for 10 years. When you take it off, it's still tight and rigid, right? It's stuck in that tense, stretched out position. But does it have any strength? No. If you try to stretch it and let it go, it doesn't snap back with any force. It's weak. It has lost its power and elasticity. This is exactly what happens to your pelvic floor muscles over decades. They become chronically tense from years of poor posture, stress, and especially from sitting for long hours in office chairs and cars. This constant, low-level tension becomes their default state. They are perpetually switched on, tight, and rigid. But because they are always tense, they lose their ability to contract powerfully when you actually need them to. They have become weak in their functional strength. This tense and weak state creates a devastating one-two punch that sabotages your erections. First, the chronic tension acts like a clamp on the very blood vessels that need to open up to allow blood to surge into the penis. Think of it as a massive traffic jam right at the most critical intersection in your body. The highways are there, but the constant tension is squeezing all the lanes, preventing traffic from flowing freely. So, when your brain sends the signal for an erection, the blood simply can't get there in the volume or with the force that it needs to. Second, this same muscular tension also physically compresses and pinches the delicate network of nerves that run through the pelvic region. These are the very nerves that carry the signals of arousal and pleasure from your brain to your penis and back again. When they are compressed, the signal gets muffled and distorted, like a bad radio connection. Sensation is dulled, and the command from your brain to initiate and maintain an erection becomes weaker and less effective. So you're facing a double whammy: restricted blood flow and a muffled nerve signal. It's no wonder that erections become less firm and harder to maintain. This isn't a failure of your manhood. It's a simple, mechanical plumbing and electrical problem. So, if the problem is a mechanical bottleneck, a traffic jam in your pelvic floor, then the solution has to be mechanical as well. It's not about adding more chemicals to the system. It's about clearing the road. And fortunately, your body has a master switch, a central hub that allows you to do just that. For thousands of years, practitioners of Eastern medicine have known about a specific spot on the male body that is so critical to vitality, energy, and sexual function that they nicknamed it the $1,000,000 point. They understood that this small, unassuming area was a powerful gateway to the body's core energy systems. In modern anatomical terms, this spot is known as the perineum, and it is, without a doubt, the most important piece of real estate on your body when it comes to erectile health. So where is it? It's the soft, fleshy area located precisely between the base of your scrotum and your anus. Now, why is this tiny patch of skin so incredibly powerful? Because it's the anatomical grand central station for your sexual function. It is the exact point where the most critical systems converge. The major blood vessels that feed the penis pass directly through or near this area. The essential nerves that control erections and sensation are bundled together here. The very root of the penis itself is anchored internally right beneath this spot. And it serves as the gateway to the prostate gland, which plays a vital role in ejaculation and sexual pleasure. When you apply pressure and massage to this specific point, you are not just rubbing skin. You are sending a direct signal to this entire interconnected network. You are physically stimulating blood flow, breaking up the muscular tension that has been clamping down on your arteries for years. You are waking up the compressed nerves, allowing those crucial signals for arousal to travel loud and clear. And you are encouraging the deep, foundational muscles of the pelvic floor to finally release their chronic tension. Massaging this point is like sending in a team of expert traffic controllers to clear up that central intersection, allowing vital energy and blood to flow freely once again. It is the single most direct and effective way to physically address the root cause of age-related erectile decline. So, let's get right into the technique itself. This is something you can do in just 60 seconds, and it's incredibly simple. The key is consistency, making it a part of your daily routine, just like brushing your teeth. First, you need to find a comfortable position that gives you easy access to the area. For most men, there are two simple ways to do this. You can sit on the edge of a chair or your bed, lean forward slightly, and reach down between your legs. Alternatively, you can lie on your back, bend your knees, and let them fall open to the sides, which also provides clear access. The goal is simply to be relaxed and able to reach the spot without straining. Next, let's pinpoint the exact location. As we discussed, you're looking for the perineum, that area of soft tissue between the base of your scrotum and your anus. Take your index finger and your middle finger together and gently begin to press into that area. You're not looking for a bone or a hard muscle, but rather a slightly softer, more yielding region right in the center. As you gently probe, you may find a spot that feels slightly more tender or sensitive than the surrounding area. That's a good sign. It means you've found the spot where a lot of that tension is being stored. Now, let's talk about the pressure. This is crucial. You are not trying to cause pain. The correct pressure is firm, but gentle and comfortable. A good way to gauge it is to imagine you're pressing on a ripe avocado or a peach to check if it's ready to eat. You want to apply enough pressure to feel that you're engaging the tissue beneath the skin, but not so much that it hurts. If you feel any sharp pain, you're pressing too hard. Ease up. This should feel like a relieving, therapeutic pressure. Once you've found the spot and have the right pressure, the motion itself is a simple, two-part process that takes just 1 minute. For the first 30 seconds, you are going to make slow, deliberate, circular motions in a clockwise direction. Keep the pressure consistent and focus on the sensation of releasing tension in that central point. Imagine you are smoothing out a knot in a tight muscle. Then, after 30 seconds, you are going to reverse the direction. For the next 30 seconds, make the same slow, deliberate, circular motions in a counterclockwise direction. And that's it. 1 full minute. 30 seconds clockwise, 30 seconds counterclockwise. That is the entire core of the technique. This simple daily ritual, when performed consistently, is what begins to systematically dismantle that pelvic traffic jam, restore healthy circulation, and reawaken the nerve pathways essential for strong, reliable erections. Now, this daily 60-second massage is incredibly powerful for restoring the physical mechanics of your erections. But for those of you who want to accelerate your results and supercharge your performance from the inside out, there's something else you need to see. It's a bizarrely simple, 100% natural home remedy that takes just 7 seconds a day. This method is shown to reverse the real scientific root cause of male performance issues, supercharging your desire and giving you the power to get hard as steel on command. It's a complete game changer, and it works in perfect harmony with the external massage technique we just covered. I've linked to a short, eye-opening video that explains this breakthrough. You can watch it right now by simply pointing your phone's camera at the QR code you see on your screen. I've also put a direct link for you in the pinned comment right at the top of the comments section below this video. Now, you can absolutely perform this technique dry, and you will still experience benefits. But if you want to supercharge your results and make the entire process more effective and far more comfortable, I highly recommend using a therapeutic oil. Using an oil does 2 things. The first is obvious. It provides lubrication. This allows your fingers to glide smoothly over the skin, preventing friction and irritation, which makes the massage more comfortable and allows you to maintain consistent pressure without any drag. But the second benefit is the real secret here, because the right kind of oil does more than just lubricate. Certain natural oils contain powerful therapeutic properties that are absorbed through the skin and work in synergy with the physical massage to amplify the effects. My number 1 recommendation for this purpose is high-quality, cold-pressed castor oil. There's a reason this oil has been used for centuries in traditional healing practices all over the world. Castor oil has a unique molecular structure that allows it to penetrate deeper into the skin and tissues than almost any other oil. When you massage it into the perineum, it doesn't just sit on the surface. It is absorbed and goes to work on a deeper level. It is renowned for its ability to stimulate circulation and promote lymphatic drainage, which helps to flush out stagnant fluids and reduce inflammation in the pelvic region, precisely what we want to do. It actively helps the body dissolve the blockages you are physically working on. If you can't find castor oil or prefer something different, my second recommendation is organic, extra virgin coconut oil. Coconut oil is an excellent alternative, especially if you have more sensitive skin. It is also incredibly well absorbed and contains natural anti-inflammatory properties. Plus, for many, it has a more pleasant and subtle scent than castor oil, which some people can find a bit thick or earthy. Whichever oil you choose, here is a simple tip to make it even more effective. Before you apply it, pour a small amount, about the size of a quarter, into the palm of your hand. Then, briskly rub your hands together for about 10 to 15 seconds to generate some warmth. Applying the oil warm does 2 things. It feels much more pleasant on the skin, and, more importantly, the warmth helps to open up your pores, allowing the oil to be absorbed more quickly and deeply into the tissues. This simple step turns a basic massage into a deeply therapeutic treatment, combining physical stimulation with the natural healing properties of the oil. Before you start, I need to be very clear about 2 common mistakes that can completely sabotage your results. Getting these right is essential. The first and biggest mistake is using too much force. There's a tendency to think that if a little pressure is good, then a lot must be better. That is absolutely wrong here. Remember, you are dealing with a sensitive area full of delicate nerves and vessels. This is not a deep tissue sports massage. If you feel any sharp pain or if the area is sore the next day, you went too hard. The pressure should be firm but gentle, like you're checking a ripe piece of fruit. Pain is your body's signal to ease up. The goal is to coax the muscles to release, not force them into submission. The second mistake is impatience. Many men try this for a few days, don't see an overnight miracle, and simply quit. You have to understand, this is not a magic pill. The tension in your pelvic floor took decades to build up. It's not going to vanish in 72 hours. Think of it like going to the gym. You don't do one workout and expect to see a bigger bicep the next morning. Results come from consistent, daily practice. The same principle applies here. So, what's a realistic timeline? Most men start to notice subtle improvements, perhaps more sensitivity or better bladder control, within the first 1 to 2 weeks. The more significant, reliable, and lasting changes to your erections typically become apparent after about a month of consistent, daily practice. Patience and consistency are the keys to unlocking the results you want. So, at the end of the day, it all comes down to a choice. You can accept the slow, frustrating decline as an inevitable part of aging, or you can choose to dedicate just 1 minute a day to a simple, powerful technique that actively works with your body's natural design to restore its function. The path is clear. Locate that central point, use a quality oil, and apply gentle, circular pressure for just 60 seconds every day. It's a small investment of time for an incredible potential return. Here is my challenge to you. Try this. Commit to this 1-minute ritual for the next 30 days. Pay attention to the changes, not just in your erections, but in your overall sense of control and well-being. If you found this information helpful, please share it with a friend or brother who you think could benefit. And be sure to subscribe to the channel for more practical, no-nonsense tips that go beyond the obvious to help you take back control of your health and vitality. Remember, your best years don't have to be behind you. They can be right here, right now.